Okay. So let's start with chapter 1 problems. Suppose you own 5,000 shares that are worth $25 each. How can put options be used to provide insurance against decline over the next 4 months? So what have we discussed? A portfolio manager who has stock will or can hedge the risk of stocks falling by buying or writing by buying put options. Because what will happen, the portfolio will go down if the prices go down, but the put options will give him money. So whatever he's making losses on the portfolio, he would make it on the put options. So he's kind of hedging his risk. So portfolio manager who owns stock will always buy put options to hedge the risk, and generally at the strike price of the stocks. So he owns stocks at $25 each. So strike price, the exercise price for put option would be $25. Okay, and action you will take is buy them. Okay. Next one. A cattle farmer expects to have 100,000 pounds of live cattle to sell in 3 months. Live cattle future contracts on Chicago Exchange are for the delivery of 40,000 pounds of cattle. How can the farmers use these contracts for hedging? From the farmer's point of view, what are the pros and cons of hedging? Now, we have discussed there are two sides to it: producers and consumers. In last class on an Excel sheet, we discussed this. So producers have a risk of prices falling. Consumers have a risk of prices rising. So producer generally shorts futures or forwards or buys put options to hedge risk. Because if prices are falling, he would receive less price for his cattle, but his options will be in profit, right? Or his futures would be in profit. So to hedge your risk, you would short futures or forwards, or in options, you would buy a put option. If you're a consumer, you go long on futures or you futures or forwards or buy call options. So first thing you have to do in any kinds of problems is identify whether the entity is a producer or a consumer. In this case, he's a cattle farmer. So he's not a consumer of cattle, he's a producer of cattle. So producers will always short future contracts. Now, he can short a future contract that is for delivery of 40,000 pounds. So he will take a short position in these future contracts. How many future contracts he needs to short? How many future contracts? They are given by position he has to hedge divided by contract size of future. So how much position does he have to hedge? How much position is he going to produce? 120,000 pounds. And how much is the contract value of the future? It is 40,000 pounds. So he's going to short 3 contracts to hedge his risk. What is the shortcoming of hedging your risk? You cannot benefit from price rise. So if price starts to go up, the farmer is not going to benefit because his contracts that he has short would actually start making losses. So you're freezing your price at the price right now. Okay. Downward protection is there. If price goes down, you do not lose money. But if prices go up, you do not make more profits. So this is extremely important. Always try to find out whether you're a producer or a consumer. Okay. Next one. Suppose that a March call on a stock price of $50 is costing $2.5 and is held until March. Under what circumstances will the holder of the option make a gain? Under what circumstances will the option will be exercised? So as a call option buyer, when do you exercise your option? You exercise your option when it is above, when the market price is above strike price. Okay, as a call option buyer, you would exercise the call option when the market price is above strike price. So what is the strike price? $50. So you would exercise this option if it goes above 50. But do you make profit right away above 50? No, because there is a cost of option involved. So profit you make, you start making profit when the price of option goes above strike as well as cost of option. So you will start making money. So break even point for you is 52.5. So till 50, you would be making loss. After 50, you will start making profits. But beyond 52, your profits will means you'll start making money. But beyond 52, you will turn profitable. So your break even price is 52.5. The strike price of call option plus the cost of option. If it was put option, it would be below the strike. So if it goes below the strike price, you will exercise, and break even price for put options is always strike price minus cost of put, which equals 50 in this case minus, let's say it's on also at 2.5. So it will be 47.5. So you have to always look at problems, whether a call option is given or a put option is given, and solve the problem accordingly. Break-even point for call options are strike price plus cost of option. Break-even price for put option is strike price minus cost of options. Okay. Next one. It is May and a trader writes an September call option for a strike price of 20. The strike price is 18 and the option price is $2. Describes the investor's cash flow if the option is held up to September and the stock goes to 25. So what happens when you write a call option? First, at time 0, you get a positive cash flow of the premium that you are charging, because when you write options, you receive premium. When you buy options, you pay premium. So you at time 0, you receive premium of, how much was the premium? $2, right? Now at expiry, if the option price is above strike price, you suffer a loss and you have to pay. When does a put option, when does a call option writer face loss? When the prices go up. So at expiry, what is the price? Price is 25. So it is above the strike price of 20. So you would have a loss of $5. But this is not the complete loss. You already have received $2 in past. So your actual loss equals 5 minus 2, that is $3. Okay. Once again, when a call option, when you write call options, you make losses when the price goes above strike price. Next one. A trader enters into a short contract when future price is 50 cents per pound. The contract is for delivering 50,000 pounds. How much does the trader gain or lose if cotton prices are 48.20 and 51.30? Now, first you have to identify what is the person doing. Is the person long or short? Short will make money when prices go down. Long will make money when prices go up. So the person in this case, the trader in this case, has taken a short position. So short position will make profit if prices go up and will make loss. Sorry, short position will make profit when prices go down and will suffer a loss when prices go up. So in first case, the price is going down. The execution price was 50 cents. The price went to 48.20. So it went down. So you will make profit. How much profit will you make? So 50 cents was execution price. So it actually did a emoji. So 50 cents was the execution price. It went to 48.2 and multiplied by delivery is for 50,000 pounds. So if I open an calculator, or let's do it on an Excel, a little easier. So that will be profit. Till the time Excel opens, let's also put the loss position. If it goes up, you will suffer loss. In second case, how much loss would be there? 50 minus 51.30 into 50,000. So both these things, we have to put it in Excel to find out answer. So profit of 90 grand and loss of 65,000. Okay. And the last one for chapter 1. Then we'll move to chapter 2. The current price of stock is $94 and the 3-month call with a strike price of 95 currently sells for $4.70. An investor who feels that price of the stock will increase is trying to decide between buying 100 shares and buying 2000 call options. Both strategies involve an investment of 9400. What advice would you give? How high does the stock price have to go for the option strategy to be more profitable? So I'll copy this in Excel and we'll try to solve it. Okay. So what are they saying? The current stock price is $94. So stock price is $94. Okay. Okay. So let's just do it in Excel. Stock price $94. Let's say he invests in their stocks. So he did not go for options. He invested hard money into stocks, right? How much money does he have? He has $9,400. So money he has is 9.4 grands. Okay. So how many number of stocks he can buy is 94 grand divided by the stock price. So you can buy 100 stocks. Assume the stock price goes to $100 per share. The stock price is going to go to $100 per share. So how much profit would he make? Profit he makes is, the stock price is at $100. He has 100 shares minus he invested 94 grand. So he made $600 profit when stock price went up to $100. That is by $6. Assume now that he's investing in options. Okay. So he is going to buy 2000 call options. So call option price is, or call option number, volume that he's buying is 2000, which is costing him 9400 in premiums. Now, what is the thing with call option premiums? Once you pay call option premiums, you're never going to get it back. So this is straight away a loss of 9400, irrespective of market price. This is the outflow. So say straight away, you're going to have an outflow of 9400. Whatever happens to stock price, it's different, right? Now assume that stock price goes to $100. So stock price went to $100. Okay. Now, what would happen if stock price went to $100? So if the stock price goes up, whatever profit he is getting on per stock, that would be added into his premium, like in his account. So how much profit is he making per stock? Stock went to $100. The exercise price was 94 when he got into the contract. So he's making $6 of profit per stock, right? How many options does he own? The volume, the size of option is 2000. The contract value is 2000 options, right? 20 contracts, so 2000 options. So how much money is he actually making? So he would be making $12,000 in profits, but he has already paid premium. So you have to find out actual profit. You have to subtract it. So we'll be making $2,600 of profit. 9400 once paid in premiums, never received, right? Stock is going from 94 to 100, so $6 per stock profit. He has 2000 options with him, so 2000 units. So $6 per unit profit into 2. So he will have 6,000 in his account, 12,000 in his account, but 9,400 he already paid before. So profit actually is 2,600, which is way greater than buying stocks, means buying actual stocks. But the problem is if stock goes down, he will lose entire 9,400. But in first case, if stock goes down, at least he owns that stock. So if in future the stock goes up, he will not lose. But in options, the time is limited. So if the stock doesn't go up in that time frame, he would lose entire 9,400. Okay. So I'll stop sharing. I'll take few questions and then we'll go to chapter 2.